Good evening to all of you. Once again, welcome to the third session of your Yoga Beach. So, how many slokas we complete in the last class?
11.
11. Till this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So next come to the, I think this goddess said also clear. That one also completed. Yes or no? Or only till this?
Till the good karmas and bad karmas.
Yes, okay. Next, goddess said, self is beyond time and the creature having been developed by the result of good and bad karmas is called Jiva. Okay. On hearing the secret statement of Shiva, Parvati asked, okay, when what Lord Shiva will be say that what is Kaivalya and what is Jiva, also all the things are already discussed by the Lord Shiva. So when the goddess will know about the self, and so she is telling that the self is beyond the time. We already discussed it in the previous slokas that self is beyond time, and the creature having been developed by the result of good and bad karmas. When self is bind with the result or the bind with the karmas, we already know that it previously that when the self is bind with the karmas, then it will be because of that result he get birth again. Okay, so that is called jiva here, individual soul. Okay, on hearing the secret statements of Shiva, here the one word is using secret statement. Whatever the Shiva is telling here, Lord Shiva is telling here, that is described as the secret statement. Secret means that must be kept because of only Lord Shiva is in the second, I think second or third sloka. He is telling that you are my favorite one and you only pleased me, so that I am telling or so that I am revealed to you this statement. So that here if this word is using secret statement. Clear? So here the second question will be started by the goddess Parvati. What is that? Now, oh Mahadeva, you are the beyond all the essence. Okay, here one more name is coming here of Lord Shiva, that is Mahadeva. Okay, you are beyond all the essence. What do you mean by essence? Means you are the beyond all type of natures or all type of beyond the means you are not this Atma, normal Atma or the individual soul. You are not the soul or you are not in the nature. Means the essence means the soul. Okay, you are beyond all the essences. So please enlighten us as how the self which is immutable. Now you are telling that self is immutable. Immutable means unchangeable or fixed. Okay, and supreme form, then how did it take the form of bounded self? If you are telling self is immortal, self is very pure, self is supreme form, then how it take the form of bounded self? Please tell me what is the reason behind it. Then how this self will be bind with the or bounded with the forms. Okay, after having been separated from the supreme. See, when the self is separated from the supreme, so here goddess Parvati want to ask him that if you are telling that the self is immortal and unchangeable, cannot be changed, is very pure, then how you tell me what is the reason behind it so that the self is separated from the supreme and bounded with the different type of things. Here it is the question. All of you clear about the question? What all of you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
next, what is asking by the goddess Parvati again? So, first, all of this is your second question. Okay, what is the how the self is separated from the supreme self, and how it will be bind with the karmas? Okay, this is the mostly second question. So here God said, God means here Lord Shiva said, on hearing the queries raised by Parvati, Shiva while elaborating his dialogue. Okay, now Lord Shiva will be elaborating this means fully. He just want to give the answer and try to understand to the goddess Parvati. What he said now in the 13th sloka. It is there. Oh, we missed the 12th one, sloka, I think. Okay, anyone? Can you read the 12th one, sloka?
Yeah.
Yes.
परमात्मपदात् नित्यं तत् कथं जीवता जगतं तत्त्वातीत महादेव प्रसादात् कथयत्स्व मे प्रसादात् कथस्व मे.
Okay, little bit mistake is there. Okay. Paramatma padat nityam tat katham jivatang gatam tattvatit mahadeva prasadat kathayasva me. Okay. What is the meaning? Oh Mahadev, you are the beyond all the essence. You are the you are the supreme. Then just enlighten us how self will be separate from the supreme and get merged with the different type of karmas. Okay, here is a direct question asked by the goddess Parvati. Then again in the 13th sloka, what happened? Na sarva bhava padatitang jnana rupang niranjanam parivat spuritang swasmin tatra ahankara krutitita. Okay, what is the meaning? O Parvati, self is undoubtedly beyond all known objects, and the objects comprehensible through senses, and is in the form of wisdom and is immutable. As bubble automatically rise above the water. Okay, first we try to understand the first one. First here, Lord Shiva will be tell that, O Parvati, self is undoubtable. Undoubtedly. What do you mean by it? Beyond all known objects. Means no doubt self is beyond the all type of all known objects. Means whatever you know the object, how many in any form, no doubt self is beyond of that. Okay, and the objects comprehensible means what we know about the any object through the senses. Means through senses we are just assuming any objects, yes and no. So whatever you know the objects and how much knowledge you have that about that object through your senses, self is beyond that. Okay, is in the form of wisdom and is immutable. So only through the wisdom means only through the knowledge, and it is always what? It is always the fixed form and always unchangeable form. Then it is comparison with the one thing here. It is very important. So have you seen the bubbles in the water? Yes. Have you seen the bubbles in the water?
Yes, ma'am.
So where it will become? It will become in the above of the water or it will go down?
On the surface,
On
above.
the surface. Yes. So like in the same way, it is compared with the what? Ego is compare with the bubbles. Okay, and ego and self here, bubbles and water. How? And here as bubble automatically rises above the water. Similarly, first of all, ego emerged from the self on its own. Okay, how the bubbles will be automatically rises above the water and again it will be mixed with the water again. The same type, fast when a self will be get birth or bind with the karmas, different type of through the senses. So then ego will be immersed with it. So then what happen if ego will become with the self, immersed or merging with the self, then what happen? He just forget about his own self. Yes or no? Then he just forget the what is the actual uh, purpose of the life. Okay. So here only Lord Shiva is telling that as bubbles automatically rises out of the water, similarly ego also, all the ego emerged from the self on its own. Okay. Next we will come to the 14 number sloka. Panchatam pan, panchat panchatmaka sorry panchat panchatma kam kam bhuta
I
pindam.
think it is Panchatmakam Bhuta.
हाँ पंचात्मा कम भूत पिंडं धातुबधं गुणात्मकं सुख दुखे सदा युक्तं जीव भावनाया अकुलम. Okay, let's we discuss about this. So here the new word is introduced here, ego. Okay, after the rise of the ego, the self took the form of 5 elements. So Lord Shiva is telling here, when ego will become in a self, what happens? The self will be automatically took the form of the 5 elements. Okay, the body which is bound by these 7 elements. What are the 7 elements? Can anyone tell me? What are the 7 elements of our body?
Rasa,
Especially,
Dhatu, ma'am. Rasa,
yes,
Rakta, Mamsa, Majja,
Rasa Pida.
Meda, Asti, Shukra.
yes, very good. So here, these are the description, 7 elements such as juice, blood, flesh, fat, bones, marrow, and semen. And possess 3 attributes like, means these 7 elements also there, and 3 attributes. What are they? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Okay, 3. So when ego will become in the self, these are, then self will be took the form of 5 elements, and also the 3 attributes also there. What are there? What are they? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Clear? So on taking the form of body, when this all are combined together, then what happen? What is the form? The form of then body will be here. It constantly develops sensation of joys and sorrows. Okay, when you are sattva, rajas, and tamas will become the definitely some type of sensation will be there because you have sense organs. Because of that, you will be able to sense the things. So what are the things will become here? And you will be develop the sensation of joys and sorrows. So this body is full of awareness of jiva, which is called as individual soul, and self is contact with the body is called as jivatma. Okay. Then what happened? So when this body is full of awareness, awareness means when you have knowledge, when you have the knowledge of the self, that time you are connected with the jivatma. But when ego will become and you are coming in the body form, so what happened? The knowledge will be here absent, so that you are bind with the body. Okay, what is the question is here? Your goddess Parvati will be asked, then how the Jivatma, means how the Atma will be separate from the Jivatma. And what is the question in the second question? It is there. What she will be asked?
Get separated. How did it get bound
Separate.
by itself? And
Yes, separate.
having been separated from the Supreme.
Yes, how it will be separate from the Supreme. So here is the answer. Because of ego only, they are just bind with the different type of karmas. And the 7 elements, then it will be because of that karmas, he again get the birth. And the body will be consist of what? The 7 elements and the 3 attributes are there. Okay. So constantly because of that, they again develop the sensation of joys and sorrows, and again you will the jiva will be come into this world. Okay, all of you, I think all of you understand what I am trying to tell. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is, it is 15th sloka. If we go through the slokas, it is little bit difficult for someone is telling in the last class that she is not able to understand. So we just, in the class, I want to explain the slokas because all are 15. I think many of you having Hindi problem. Okay, so we just go through the meaning, description, slokas. We will read it at last. Clear? It is okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So here it is combined that 15, 16 and 17. What does mean? So though self is pure supreme self, but by virtue of its contact with ego and body, it is called as jiva. The same thing it will be here, what we discussed in the previous sloka, that though self is pure, you are telling, I am telling you, the Lord Shiva is telling that the self is pure supreme self, but by virtue of its contact. What do you mean by virtue of contacts? Means because of his honesty and because of its goodness of its contacts, it is contact with the, because of their karmas, especially its contact with the ego and body. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Nothing. No doubt.
It is called as jiva. Okay? It is formed as self, but how it will be called as jiva? Because of ego and body. This is the clear statement is given by the Lord Shiva. So in this state, all imperfections, what are the imperfections? Such as desire, anger, fear, care, greed, attachment, pride, disease, old age, death, vigilance, sorrows, sleeping, hunger, thirst, jealousy, shame and pleasure, sorrow, joys, awakening, the state of sound sleep, doubt and arrogance develop in his person. Okay, when imperfection will become, what happened? These are the qualities. Lord Shiva will be tell that these are the states will be developed in a person. When these qualities will be developed? When it merges with the ego and body. Okay, after completely getting rid of this imperfection, when he just go, means the captured by this imperfection, the jiva himself becomes, sorry, after completely getting rid, what do you mean by rid? Means here free. When a person is free from this type of imperfections, then the jiva himself becomes Shiva. Okay, then we can say that that person or that self is called as Shiva. Shiva means who is the form of God. So ultimately, we are already seen in the previous sloka, Shiva is called as the Supreme Self. Yes or no? So that here, Lord Shiva is telling that if you are free from these imperfections, then automatically you just merge with me and you becomes Shiva. Clear? This sloka is clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The next 18 numbers.
In 15th and 16th, those shlokas,
Yes.
are those things important? Should be by heart those things like the imperfections?
Yes.
Kama, Krodha, Bhayan, Chinta, Lobha, Moha, all that.
No, these are important. You asking about me, you just asking me that these are important or not?
Yeah, in that order, should we remember it?
No need here. You just try to understand what is the way of answer given by the Lord.
Yeah, that is clear. That is clear, ma'am.
Yes. No need to remember all the things. Clear?
Ma'am,
So
for
here
exam, the slokas we need not remember, right, ma'am? We need not by heart, right?
Yes. For exam point of view, if you go in exam point of view, in yoga base, no no slokas are coming till now.
Okay.
Till now, you are not seen any type of slokas are there. Little bit here, like I am telling you the more important one here. How the in which text? Suppose like one question will become, in which text ego is compared with the bubble of water. The bubbles, how bubbles will become on the water. The ego will be compared in which text? Suppose in this way. One more time, I repeat the question. As bubble automatically rises above the water, similarly, ego will be emerged from the self. This statement, like in this statement, will be written and asking you just that in which text it is mentioned. So what is the answer?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, that answer is Yoga Beach.
Okay.
Yes. No need to just worried about the deep things. Okay. Only you just remember the answer. The second question is easy. Here, what is Goddess Parvati will be asked. But here, the Shiva will be just described in a different manner. The same thing is telling in the first also, in the second also, but little bit more lengthy is this. Okay, he just tried to understand the Goddess Parvati very clearly, so that he is just elaborating it. Okay, don't be worried. Okay, till now 17, all of you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next come to the 18th. So here Lord Shiva is telling, I therefore explain here with the method. So already the method is tell by the Lord Shiva. Yes or no? What is that method? What one need to follow to get the siddhis in his liberation?
Marg.
Yes.
Nath Marg, ma'am.
Yes, Nath Marg. What is the another name of Nath Marg?
Siddhi path.
Yes, Siddhi path. So explain. So here again, Lord Shiva is telling, I therefore explain here with the method the path of sadhana. What method is he told earlier? The path of sadhana for destroying all the above imperfections. Whatever the imperfection will be developed inside person or in a self because of ego and body merged. So all the things will be destroyed by only the one path, that is called the path of sadhana. That is your Siddhi path or Nath Marg. So here Lord Shiva is telling, listen, some scholars attribute the way of destruction of this imperfection and to achieve Kaivalya Siddhi through position of wisdom. Means some scholars means who are the research means very what do we say? The scholars means the masters who are the very enlightened masters also some are there who tell that all the imperfection should be destroyed through wisdom. Means if you want to destroy this, you want to remove these imperfections of your of a person and want to achieve Kaivalya or moksha, then you have to position, means through position of wisdom. Means if you having that type of knowledge and you are a jnani, then you can remove your all the imperfections and you can achieve Kaivalya according to scholars. Okay, but what Lord Shiva will be tell that only one method is there to destroying the imperfection, that is only the path of sadhana. Again, what he want to tell next, let's go to the 19th sloka. What he want to say here, but O goddess means goddess Parvati, how can position of wisdom bring moksha without the aid of yoga? Means if anyone having only wisdom, only knowledge, and there is no support of yoga, then how can he or she will be get the moksha? It is told by the Lord Shiva that one cannot get one cannot get moksha without the help of yoga and as well as wisdom. So both are required here. He just want to clear goddess Parvati. Okay? Yoga is also not capable of providing moksha without position of wisdom. Okay, here it is written that yoga is also not capable if one person having only yoga. Okay, they are just doing the yoga, but they don't have wisdom. No knowledge is there. Just blindly sees a person is practicing yoga, then it will be not fruitful. If a person is not doing yoga and just running for the knowledge, then it is also not fruitful. So by the combine of yoga and wisdom, when both are combined together, then one person will be get moksha. Here it is telling in this sloka, whether it is yoga or wisdom or both, they do not help in achieving moksha separately. Both yoga and wisdom complement to each other. Means both are required. Okay. So here one point will be here. It will be highlighted. So all of you just highlight this that in the answer of Lord Shiva, what are the two things are required for the moksha? If anyone want moksha, then what the two things are required? Or to get Kaivalya, a person or a self, what is the important two factor are required? So here one is yoga, another one is your wisdom. What is the path? And that is Nath Marg or Siddhi path. So how it will be happen? How one will be do the Siddhi path or sadhana? Because of the combination of when the yoga and wisdom come together, and they will be able to go on a path that is called Siddhi path. Then one will be get the Kaivalya. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, what again will be asked by the goddess Parvati? Now it is in the third question. Here it is, I think. After listening incompleteness of wisdom and weak yoga, Parvati asks for further clarity. Here it is clarity. Clarity means clarity. Okay. So when the goddess Parvati will know about wisdom and yoga, that both are required for the moksha, so Parvati is asking for the clarity of this too. So what will be next question? Can anyone tell me? What will become if you also hear the same thing? Now what is the question will become in your mind? What type of question? Hmm? Yes,
So you
anyone?
explained about yoga and wisdom now. So we have to go deep about the yoga and wisdom.
Yes. Next question should become that what is wisdom, what is yoga, what are the sadhanas? Okay. So it will become in the next question. A little bit it will be modification, but you just try to link each other so that you can remember the question. Okay. So what is in the sloka in 20? What is written? What Goddess Parvati will ask to the Lord Shiva? That here again she is telling that, "Oh Adinath Shiva, please elaborate as to when is the cycle of the world born out of ignorance and when is the delusion dissolved on the destruction of ignorance. If moksha is achieved by possession of wisdom, what is then need of yoga under such circumstances?" Means already Shiva is clear to the goddess Parvati that both are required. But again, goddess Parvati is asking that what she is asking? "Oh Adinath Shiva, please elaborate." Means please tell me as to when is the cycle of the world born out of ignorance. Cycle of the world means this world, how will we come out from this ignorance? Ignorance means where knowledge is not present. What is the knowledge? The true knowledge. What is the true knowledge? Means to know that self is pure. Self is already with the combined with the Supreme One. This is the true knowledge. But when one is don't know about that true knowledge, so that they are in ignorance, they are in the they are just suffering. They are comes under the sufferings. Okay, so here it is just indirectly just written here that when is the cycle of the world born out of ignorance? When is the delusion resolved on the destruction of ignorance? Someone is trying to join. Try to join in time, please. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult for you only. Okay, if moksha is achieved by possession of wisdom, what is then the need of yoga? Means here, Parvati is again just try to tell Lord Shiva that you are already means in the previous slokas, just try to remember. Lord Shiva is telling because of only ignorance, means because of only absence of the knowledge, absence of the true knowledge, self is bind with the this things. Yes or no? So that here Goddess Parvati is asking, if you are telling that only true knowledge is sufficient in the previous slokas, just try to remember that if a person or a self is will know that self is nothing, self is only attached with the Supreme Self, means it is already combined with the Supreme Self, then what is the need of yoga? If that wisdom is sufficient to achieve the moksha, if one will be know that truly what we identify ourselves in this name, in this body, that is not true. The true things is only the Supreme Soul, only the Supreme One. Then if one will be get that knowledge, then it is over. Then one will be get the moksha. Then what is the need of yoga then? Under which criteria? Why we need the yoga? So here the third question will be asked by the goddess Parvati. So what is the answer? So God said now, Lord Shiva will be tell now, after hearing the remarks of Parvati, Shiva elaborates his earlier statement. Here the same thing is written, earlier statement. What he is telling in the earlier, oh goddess, your word is true. What you are telling, my Parvati, that is true. That ignorance is the cause of bondage and wisdom is the means of salvation. Here O is written, it is salvation. So the form of wisdom and the main method for achieving wisdom are required to be known first of all. Okay. So here, what Lord Shiva will be tell? Oh goddess, what you are telling that is true. I am not. I am accepting what you are telling, but ignorance is the cause of bondage. If you are in wrong knowledge, then that is the cause of the bondage, and wisdom is the cause of salvation. Okay. If you don't know the true self, that means you are in the ignorance. Because of that ignorance, you are just bind with the different type of bondage. Okay. And if you are in knowledge, if you are in the wisdom, then you must be get the salvation. Then how? Now, so the form of wisdom, how you will be get the knowledge? If any one person want to know the true knowledge, then that main method of achieving wisdom are required to be known first of all. Means you have to know what are the methods to get to, and to achieve the wisdom. If you want to get that particular true knowledge about the true knowledge and the proper knowledge about the self, then you must know the methods. So here Shiva will try to tell the different type of what are the methods are there. In the next 22 and 23 sloka, he just tried to discuss about these things. So let's come. The wise should try to prove as to what is the form of ignorance. The wise. Here wise means the knowledgeous people. Okay. So try to prove as to what is the form of ignorance. He just try to find out what is the form of ignorance, how this ignorance will become, what is the reason, what is the root cause. Okay, whether it is possible only by knowing himself. Okay, only the wise person, whoever are present, can only, whether it is possible only by knowing himself, that he is pure to get rid of desire, anger, fear, etc. Or he may be free from bondage having this imperfection. Certainly not. Okay. What Lord Shiva here tried to tell, that if one person will be in the same thing will be repeat here. If one person will be get the true knowledge, then it is that it is sufficient to get to know about the himself. Himself means here what? About the self. And he becomes free from the all type of desire and all type of anger, whatever the pressures or whatever the things are there. He may be free from the bondage having, means this imperfection will be automatically free. If only one know the true knowledge, certainly not possible. Okay. So what he want to tell? Then again goddess said, Parvati asked that, okay, now it's already time, 3 minutes left. Okay, this sloka will continue in the next class. Till now, all of you clear? Or anyone having any doubt? Yes. Yes? Anyone having any doubt, then you tell me. Yes. Any doubt is there?
The last one which we saw, no, ma'am, that
Little bit you have doubt.
Ma'am, can I try explaining what I understood about the last one?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this last shloka, the kind of answer which Lord Shiva gives is he addresses the wise person. He says, is it enough just to know about what knowledge is? He asks that question. So if you're wise, you would like to probe and know what this self is, right? You would like to understand about the self, but is only knowing enough to get rid of the imperfections? Definitely not. Along with knowing, we should also do something to get rid of the imperfections.
Yes, yes. That is that one. Now you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
The same thing will be repeated here. If you saw different other slokas, also same thing will be repeated. Yes or no? Because Lord Shiva just tried to tell him the clearance of the statement. What she is asking, and he is just again and again repeating the same thing and again come to the same conclusion. Okay, if you want to Kaivalya, then you must be go in this way. And again, Lord Shiva will be tried to link with each one. First, give the suggestion for the Nath mark. Then again, he just give a suggestion to, what is the second one? You have to remove your ego and you have to know the true knowledge. Okay. What is the second point?
Yoga and